Nag-invest ba kayo sa stock market? I'm very sure na kung at least 2 or 3 years na kayo naka-invest ay makikita nyo na napakahirap na i-predict kung saan mapupunta yung stock market natin. May mga buwan na pataas and a lot of people will say that, uy, mukhang bull market na, we're really out of the pandemic at tuloy-tuloy na yung pagtaas ito. And then 1 week, biglang babagsak lahat for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because of a global event. It could be some local economic indicators na report like biglang mataas yung inflation. So it will definitely affect yung ating mga local prices. So given this volatility, what can we do and how can we adapt dun sa ups and downs of the market? First of all, when we say market volatility or yung pagiging malikot ng mga prices ng mga investments, particularly sa stocks, it is usually a time of fear and opportunity. At pagdating sa sarili natin, it's a matter of choosing kung alin dun sa dalawang emotion or dalawang situation ang mas bibigyan natin ng focus. Kung mas nakafocus ka sa fear, kung natatakot ka kapag nakikita mong bumabagsak yung mga stock prices, falling stock prices can trigger anxiety, leading many to panic sell. At marami akong nakakausap na yun talaga yung instinct nila, ibenta ko na ba kasi bagsak, baka bumaba pa. Hindi din nakakatulong yung mga balita, media hype, and the herd mentality amplify this fear. So kung pati sa mga timeline mo, sa mga Facebook groups, sa balita, nakikita mo na bad news or negative yung situation pagdating sa stocks or sa market, then mas na i-encourage ka na baka kailangan ko nga talagang magbenta or tanggalin ko na muna yung mga investments ko. However, I've met people, and this includes myself, that when the market is volatile, I always see it as a window of opportunity. Downturns offer the chance to buy quality stocks at a discount. Pag bumababa kasi ang stocks, hindi naman yan usually isang stock lang. Bumababa yung index because a lot of the prices of the companies are going down. And this usually includes yung mga stable companies, mga profitable companies, because it's a knee-jerk reaction to what's happening in the market. Which means they are at a discounted price, meaning mura sila at opportunity na bumili dahil kapag nag-stabilize ulit yung economy and lumabas yung mga earnings report itong mga companies na to, definitely tataas yung prices niyan at dun ka kikita. Historically, markets recover, rewarding those who stay invested. So kailangan medyo malakas ang loob mo, matibay yung tiyan mo na hindi ka nagpa-panic sell, because even after world wars, mga global financial crisis, you will see that over the long term, markets do recover. Ang pinaka-recent natin na financial disaster, I would say, or economic crisis was the COVID-19 pandemic. Most, if not all, markets really went down. I wouldn't say it crashed, but it really went down very far, no? So, ang lalim nung bagsak. But by 2022, 2023, most, again, if not all of the markets around the world have already recovered. So, kung bumili ka ng sobrang daming stocks nung February, March, April 2020, kung saan yung pinakasadsad yung prices ng stocks, probably malaki ang returns mo ngayon kasi by 2023, alam ko nasa pre-pandemic levels na yung prices ng karamihan ng mga companies. Market volatility is a time of fear and opportunity. The question is, which one are you more focused on? It's normal to feel fear, normal na matakot, but recognize that there is also a window of opportunity to earn, and it would be helpful to focus more on that. Embrace market volatility as an opportunity to build long-term wealth. So we are coming from the perspective that we are preparing for our retirement, that we are investing for the long term. Kung ginagamit mo yung stocks to earn extra income, you are stock trading, then baka iba yung mga strategies na kailangan sa'yo kasi iba yung perspective mo. You are using the market, the financial market, as a source of income, which is not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the financial market as a way to build your nest egg for the future para talaga to sa mga long-term goals mo. And if you're coming from the perspective na long-term investor ka, market volatility is definitely an opportunity for you that you should grab. When there is market volatility, the first thing that you need to do is to determine the cause. At yung reason kung bakit nagiging malikot ang stocks, ang prices ng stock market is due to several reasons such as economic recessions, not necessarily sa Pilipinas but sa mga malalaking economy. Pag nagre-recession ang US, for example, then definitely nadadama natin yan. We feel that in the Philippine economy. Geopolitical events, of course, that's self-explanatory. Company-specific issues. Kapag may mga kumpanya na talagang, I would say, monopolize niya ang isang sector ng market, tas nagkaroon siya ng problema, then para siyang domino effect, nagkakaroon niya ng influence sa ibang sectors, sa ibang companies. Sometimes you have to see if it's just a market correction. May mga prices talaga ng mga stocks na sobrang taas niya kasi it has been very profitable for a while, and normal yung magko-correct siya. Meaning, yung mga naunang bumili, magti-take profit, which will result for the price to go down. And that is normal, and I would say that is also healthy because yung bagsak niya, hindi dahil bad news for the company. It's just because people are taking profit. Pag natapos na yung taking profit, it will resume its upward direction. Pag merong market volatility, it can also affect the psychology of the market. Merong panic selling and herd mentality, as I mentioned earlier, na na-amplify yung fear because we read about it in media. Tapos kung mga maling tao pa yung nakakakwentuhan mo, nakakausap mo about it, then pwedeng magkaroon ka ng wrong decisions. Kasama rin sa psychology na kailangan chine-check natin ay, again, ano ba yung perspective natin pagdating sa investments? Are we investing for our short-term goals, medium-term goals, or long-term goals? Ang stock market, it's really meant for long-term investing. So kung naghahanap ka ng short-term gains, the stock market might not be the best place for you. If you're doing stock trading, that's a high-risk, active income. I wouldn't say that you are really investing. Ang definition kasi ng investing ay talagang letting your money sleep in an asset because you are after the price appreciation, which usually comes after several years. So if you're being affected by the market volatility, it's time to check yourself if are you in it for the short term or for the long term, because the right mindset is that you are investing for the long term. Know the reasons for the market volatility and stay calm and objective as you develop your tactical investing plan. So kung malikot ang stocks, malikot ang prices ng financial markets, huwag magpapanik, tingnan kung bakit, ano yung reason, and then gumawa ka ng strategy kung ano yung gagawin mo for the next few weeks or for the next few months. Wala tayong control sa mangyayari sa mga stock prices, sa economy. Ang pwede lang talaga natin gawin ay i-adjust yung strategy natin. We cannot control the ocean, we cannot control the wind, but we can definitely adjust our sails so that we can navigate our boat, our ship, towards our destination. So ano yung mga pwede natin gawin? The first thing is to reevaluate your portfolio. There are three things that you can look into. The first one is your risk tolerance. Ask yourself, is your current risk level still right for you? Kung malapit ka na mag-retire, sabihin na natin na in 5 years time, magre-retire ka na, I don't think you should have a lot of money in the stock market. siguro dapat nag-wind down ka na towards lower risk type of investments. Kung talagang hindi ka maka-function because kinakabahan ka, nagpapanik ka kapag nakikita mong bumabagsak yung mga stock prices, then perhaps mababa ang risk tolerance mo and it might be better to put your money in a lower risk type of investment. Siguro mga moderate risk type of investments lang muna ang lagyan mo ng pera kung talagang naapektuhan na yung daily life mo because nakikita mo na pulang-pula ang portfolio mo. You should also look into how diversified your portfolio is. It's always healthy to have a mix of assets. Wag lang puro stocks ang investments natin. Pwede tayong maglagay sa bonds, funds na nag-i-invest not just locally but also in global assets, yung mga feeder funds. Of course, we can also invest in cooperatives, in real estate, and other types of assets na pwede magbigay sa atin ng price appreciation and cash flow. Kapag properly diversified yung portfolio mo, usually kapag may market volatility, stable yung overall value ng portfolio mo kasi may mga assets na umaakyat, may mga assets na bumabagsak, pero overall, hindi bagsak ang portfolio mo. Hindi negative yung buong portfolio mo. Sabi nga nila, usually kapag mataas ang stocks, bumababa ang bond prices. Kapag tumataas ang bond prices, usually bumababa din ang stocks. So kung meron kang parehong stocks at saka bonds, balance siya. Of course, that's not always the case, but in general, that's how these two assets correlate. So it might be good to have both in your portfolio so that you are properly diversified. Lastly, the thing that you should look into your portfolio is ano ba yung mga hawak mo? It's always better to have quality over quantity. Focus on strong companies with solid fundamentals. At sinasabi ko parate na kapag bibili ka ng companies sa stock market, huwag kang bibili ng mga 5, 6, 7 hanggang 10 companies na iba-iba. Kasi para kang gumawa ng sarili mong mutual fund. And if that's the case, it might be better to just invest in an equity fund. Kasi sa isang equity fund, meron kang fund manager at mas professional siya, mas marami siyang oras, mas may expertise siya to study the movements of the companies in the stock market. If you're going to invest directly in stocks, it's better to just choose 3, 4, at most 5 companies na dito ka lagi naglalagay. So choose companies that are top quality, strong companies with solid fundamentals at doon ka mag-focus. Huwag yung gagawa ka na sarili mong mutual fund sa portfolio. Okay? So choose quality over quantity. So look at your portfolio, tingnan mo, evaluate mo. Especially during volatile times, dyan mo makikita kung ano bang mga companies yung talagang stable and secure. So sa mga unreliable na companies, probably you can take note and then when the markets recover, you can sell those companies and buy more of those that are stable and secure during times of volatility. The next thing that you can do is to consider buying the dip. Bagsak yung mga prices. So why not take this as an opportunity to buy good companies? If you are doing peso cost averaging, then very good because market volatility doesn't really affect you. There has been a lot of studies that doing cost averaging is a sound investment strategy. You might not earn the maximum possible returns, but at the very least, you are going to experience acceptable, reasonable returns na hindi ka na-stress kasi hindi ka nagmo-monitor ng market movements because you're just investing regularly. You can also do value investing if you have time to study the fundamentals of different companies, and this is one of the lessons that you will learn pag pinag-aralan mo yung investing strategy ni Warren Buffett. You can find undervalued stocks with strong potential, yung mga stocks na sobrang mura, ang baba, for whatever reason, basta malakas yung company, basta profitable yung company, undervalued lang siya, that's a good buy. And it's a great opportunity to stock up on those shares during market volatility. Another strategy that I see sa mga veteran investors na kilala ko is they buy a lot of dividend stocks. You can earn income while waiting for the market to recover. Yung mga dividend-paying stocks, usually, mga malalaking companies na yan, mga stable companies na pag may market volatility, hindi ganun kababa yung binabaksak ng price. Pero during bull markets, hindi rin ganun kataas. Kasi ang primary purpose mo for buying these dividend stocks is yung regular fixed income. Ang very popular ngayon ay yung mga REITs, yung Real Estate Investment Trust. And some people would also go for the preferred shares of stable companies as their dividend stocks. Depende na siguro sa strategy ninyo at sa preference niyo kung ano mga dividend stocks yung bibilhin ninyo. But if you will ask me personally, ang bias ko nasa mga REITs. So consider buying the dip during market volatility. Next is to explore other investments. Nabanggit ko kanina, hindi lang naman stocks ang investments natin. You can definitely check out bonds or fixed income kasi it's a good hedge against volatility kasi inversely correlated usually but not always ang bond prices sa stock prices. You can also expand your portfolio towards real estate. You can enjoy long-term appreciation and even rental income if you buy real estate. Especially if bond prices or interest rates are low, it might be a good time to buy real estate because home loans or bank loan interests are also low. Expand towards real estate because it's a good preparation for retirement. Masaya siguro na pag-retire mo, meron ka pa ring cash flow na galing sa mga rental income na mga binili mong condo or bahay or apartment nung nagtatrabaho ka pa. And lastly, you can explore putting up your own business or investing in cooperatives. Kasi itong mga businesses and cooperatives, they're not really affected by the global economy or even the national economy dahil ang ginagalawan ng mga businesses and mga cooperatives yung local situation, yung regional economy. Kung magtatayo ako ng negosyo dito sa may subdivision namin, ang biggest factor that will affect if I will make money or not is yung health nung target customers ko dun sa area, yung galing ng marketing strategy ko. Kahit na nagbabaksakan yung mga stock prices, pwede pa rin akong kumita ng malaki kung maganda yung marketing ko. So you can invest in a small business or franchise a business, or if you have a regional or provincial or even a company cooperative that gives out regular dividends, then that might be a good alternative as an investment during market volatility. Finally, it's important to stay informed and be patient. Kailangan nagmo-monitor pa rin tayo ng mga balita. We should monitor particularly yung mga economic indicators. Keep track of key signals such as yung mga GDP reports ng bansa, yung interest rates, inflation rate, unemployment rate, etc. Because itong mga numbers na to, ito yung immediate na nagiging consideration lalo na ng mga institutional investors, yung mga fund managers, para mag-decide kung ano yung next na gagawin nila. Avoid emotional decisions. Very important kapag magulo ang market. Always stick to your investment plan. Lagi ko itong ginagawa kapag may mga temptation na mga bagong investments, may mga nababasa akong mga bagong investment opportunities, I always go back dun sa investment plan ko to see kung aligned pa rin ba itong gusto kong gawin sa original plan ko. Ayoko magkaroon ng shiny object syndrome na gusto kong mag-invest dito kasi uso. Isa yan sa mga common mistakes na nakikita ko among Filipinos. Kapag may bagong investment, talaga naglalagay ng pera without them really understanding how it plays into their overall investment plan. So avoid emotional decisions. Huwag magpapadala sa greed and fear. Kailangan objective tayo mag-decide and make sure that we have checked all the numbers. We have checked yung possible scenarios, best case and worst case scenarios, and acceptable sa atin yung mga pwedeng mangyari. Lastly, again, we are coming from the perspective of a long-term investor. So as a long-term investor, you should always focus on the bigger picture and not on the short-term noise. The pandemic has made me realize that a lot of people are investing with a short-term mindset. Talagang nagpanic sila, natakot, nagkaroon ng doubts sa sarili nila, and it was really a time for me to remind them na the pandemic, again, historically, if we study past events, would last only for around 2 to 3 years. It might seem to be a long time back in 2020, 2-3 years pa, but look at us. We have survived through that pandemic. The markets have recovered, at least at pre-pandemic level. And if you focus on the bigger picture, you'll see that yung mga short-term ups and downs, short-term volatility, it's nothing compared to the long-term gain or returns that you'll have if you become committed to your investing plan, if you stay focused on your long-term goals, and if you make good tactical decisions about your portfolio allocation. Lastly, I would advise you to seek professional help. If all of this sounds a bit daunting, and I realize I've just said a lot of financial jargon, don't hesitate to seek professional advice. A financial planner or advisor can help you tailor a strategy that fits your goals and risk tolerance. They can also offer that extra bit of reassurance when the market gets choppy. Kaya dapat pag kumukuha kayo ng financial advisor, lalo na sa mga may kausap na mga insurance agents / financial advisor, doon kayo kumuha sa gusto nyo maging kaibigan. Kasi sila, hindi lang sila nagbebenta sa inyo ng insurance product or investment product. Dapat nagbibigay rin sila sa inyo ng guidance pagdating sa inyong wealth management. Partner nyo sila sa pagpapalago ng pera ninyo. Make sure na you are in good terms. Hindi lang kayo napilitan na bumili sa kanila. At gusto nyo silang maging kaibigan, madali silang tawagan, kausapin, or madali silang i-message. During times of market volatility, they're the best people to talk to. And you should listen to those who have the authority and the credibility to give you financial advice. Okay? So, wag makikinig sa kung kani-kanino online dahil hindi natin alam kung ano yung perspective nila. Hindi natin alam kung saan sila nagagaling, dahil sometimes I see financial advice from people coming from a place of privilege, so it might not apply to you. So always be discerning about the people whom you listen to, not just with your money management, but life in general. Volatility is normal in the stock market. Instead of letting fear dictate your actions, use these strategies to navigate the rough waters. Reevaluate your portfolio, consider buying the dip, explore other investments, stay informed, and don't hesitate to seek professional guidance. Remember, it's not about timing the market, it's about your time in the market. So stay patient, stay focused, and most importantly, stay confident.